guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're still at the Chicago Auto Show, and guess what? We had to come back to the Nissan booth because one of the big exciting unveils at this year's Chicago Auto Show is a special version, or I should say versions, of a concept idea with their new redesigned 2022 Frontier. Check it out. They went totally retro with this concept, making it look like the original Nissan Hardbody trucks, bringing that extra style, but kind of showcasing what some creativity could bring to the Frontier platform. But before we get into this mid-size pickup truck, let's talk about what's going on here. Nissan, they're going through a renaissance. We've talked about that time and time again. Going through their lineup, doing redesigns, bringing new models to market, like the new Aria that's going to be coming. That's going to be another electrified vehicle. But you know what? One of their bread and butter vehicles, that Frontier that was in their lineup for so many years that went unchanged, we brought to you it here on Raiti's Rides, that redesigned Frontier. Of course, going up against other trucks like the Toyota Tacoma, the Chevy Colorado, the GMC lineup of vehicles, and we can't forget others that are in that mid-size segment, like the Ford Ranger. Now, with the Nissan Frontier, you could go your different trims. You could go more of a street-style truck. You could go with the Pro 4X, and of course, the other systems of options that make that either a street-going truck or an off-roading truck. What's wonderful is that with these concepts, they wanted to showcase what was possible and what is creative from their design studios, kind of touching on different things with the Frontier. So let's go ahead, let's dive into this retro hard body concept and find out, should this be a vehicle that goes from concept to actual optional production? Let's find out with our 2022 Nissan Frontier. So like we showed you here on Raiti's Rides, that restyle has been a nice breath of fresh air. It took a while, but I really think we both can agree that it was worth the wait. Of course, you're gonna get that great style of headlight design. They brought that fender out with the nice fender flare. Now, of course, I wish they would have done something with the fake vent here, so I'm still gonna have to zonk that. But on this particular concept, you are gonna notice the gloss black area and the extra height. You know, one of the things that people like to do with their trucks, and when it comes to modifications, is raise them. And you could clearly see, I'm 6 feet tall, and where this Frontier is definitely higher than stock. Now, coming across the front, we got the updated, upgraded Nissan badge. You do have your flat black on the grille, fully functional, because we have that naturally aspirated 3.8 liter V6. Working your way down, a little bit more flat black, but we do have the functionality on the bottom. And then going all the way down, one of the great things is that they actually have those skid plates underneath that go from front to back to protect the underside, the belly of this truck. Now, getting up onto the hood, I think it was clever to stamp the Frontier name. Instead of putting emblems and badges, just stamp it right into that top portion of the grille. We do have an anti-glare strip, and I like the way they added this extra tire track design, almost like you've been going through the mud in that anti-glare. Remember, it looks good, but it's also there to cut down on the glare as you're off-roading that's hitting the hood, especially this bright red. Now, coming around the bend, what did they do? I am in love with these wheels. It reminds me of the original hard body pickup truck wheels from the 80s and 90s. You have that metallic flat silver look to it. They really hit the nail on the head, especially with getting the Nissan badge in there. Of course, that's a 17-inch wheel wrapped by these BF Goodrich. Those KO2 off-road tires are going to allow you to grapple just like the Gracie's grappling in the ring. And if you're wondering what's the size of this, 285 on the width and a super meaty 50 series sidewall. Now, you'll notice the custom work done to the upper control arms. Obviously, with the lifting, the leveling of this truck, that's what's going to give it its extra height and just perfect proportions. Going down the side, you do have flat black on the fender flares, gloss black on your mirror caps, but I think the redesign kind of harks back automatically to what made Nissan trucks just so amazing. Along the bottom, of course, if you're going to give you some off-road KO2 tires from BF Goodrich, we got the rock sliders all the way down to protect that beautiful frame. We got the classic style of badging, that 4x4 badge. Really, like I said, touches that nerve that goes back to the 80s and the 90s. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the door. What you're gonna find is on the interior, they kind of left it stock because stock was good enough with the changes that they made. This one being a lower spec trim has the cloth interior and the smaller infotainment system. But remember, on your Frontier, you could go up to a 9-inch infotainment system, and all new for 2022, remember, was the 9-speed automatic transmission that is mated to that 3.8 liter V6. Now working our way back, I'm digging the gloss black on the door handles, goes nicely with the badging. We have, of course, the rear bars with your full LED lights. Classic how they got the Frontier name in there. It just really shows the enthusiasts at Nissan and the work that they do with their trucks. And then, of course, coming around to wrap it all off on this hard body recreation, of course, we're gonna have our LED taillights. We got that satin black stripe going across the tailgate with the Frontier name. And then working our way down a little bit, you do have your gloss black on the corners to match what's going on at the front of the business. Of course, you'd still be able to get all of your great towing capability, your mechanical locking rear and front diffs, and then of course, bringing down that soft release, the way that they mounted that spare tire in there, mounted on the wheel, gives it that classic look. And this is one of those things, it showcases how you could use that track system and have different things in there, especially something like a more off-road particular setup. Now, underneath the hood, we are talking about, like I said, that class-leading horsepower. We're talking about that 9-speed automatic transmission, great towing capability. Normally, right about now, we might be wrapping it up. But what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna let you in on a surprise. We have the other two. They actually made 3 concept ideas for this Frontier, and I want to keep showing them to you and find out, did they mod them the right way? Does this have the right modification? So let's go ahead, let's check out the other 2 2022 Frontier concepts and see what Nissan brought to the table. All right, guys, here's number 2. Like I said, if I'm going to bring them to you here at the Chicago Auto Show, I love the Nissan folks. They're so supportive of Raiti's Rides, and I know that you guys love these custom trucks. Let's go ahead, let's check out number 2 of the whole Frontier concept. So you could see the little bit different direction that they went with this particular one, but still keeping with that retro style theme. Of course, you're gonna still have the same headlight design, that same fake vent. I wish they would have done something to that. Write in the comment section if you think they should have made that functional. But you'll notice instead of the gloss black, like on that hard body recreation, what they did was they kept everything that beautiful metallic dark gray finish. Coming across the grille, you do have the same flat black grille, the Nissan badge updated, nice bright white lettering, really makes it pop. But one thing that's on top of this is they did add the extra lift to it. So just like on the other one, you have a little extra height. This one is not as off-road aggressive. So just a little bit more, but not as high as the hard body concept. Now getting back up onto the hood, I really love the bold hood that they did. The way they designed this U-shape, the nice valleys there, and then get ready for some of my favorite retro touches. Coming around the corner, we get the hood striping. This is something that I'm telling you, it was great to be a car fan, not only today to enjoy what's going on, but back in the 80s and 90s with the style. Loving these steely wheels. What they did was they went with that retro design, bright white steely wheel on these Hankook off-road tires. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what the heck is it? This is a 17-inch wheel. If you're wondering what the size, 17-inch wheel. Now these tires are not as aggressive. 265 on the width, but still a meaty 50 series sidewall. And these tires are off-road capable, just not to the same level as the KO2s, but they did the same great work with the suspension, the upper control arm. The great news is that this was specifically designed. So underneath the hood, they felt that that V6 had plenty of power, that there's no need to add more power, and that the 9-speed automatic transmission does the business, so they didn't even have to mess with that. But I like the way this one has your flat black mirror caps, nothing too gaudy, and then look at the badging with the 4x4. Let me know what you think so far. Did you like the red one? that's retro with the lower 4x4 decal, or are you digging the classic setup all the way down the side of this truck? Really gives it that nice pop, especially under the show lights. I'm gonna open up the door on this one as well, just to show you we're working with the same interior. That is your base interior. And like I said, the interior was not something they were gonna attack with this design. They were really focusing on the exterior. And I think, let me know, which one are you liking more, red or the gray? Same great light bar without the LED lights up top, but the way they did the Frontier name with the white in the background gives it that nice pop. The line, it's crazy how this striping shows the cool body lines of the bed of the truck, especially for being a midsize. And then coming around back, look what we got. They took letters, white letters, and actually dropped it into the Frontier name to make that pop right off the back of the truck with the Nissan badge. 4x4 LED lighting, and then going all the way down, instead of the gloss black, once again, we got the satin black, and then you could see underneath just how much space you have with the lift and everything. And then just like before, nice soft leveling tailgate. This one is clean of anything that you want to put in here. So it doesn't have the extra spare, but you could clearly see the amount of room that we have in the back of this midsize truck. And I also like how high the sides are compared to other midsize trucks. But you know what? If you've done the math, I've showed you 2 + 1 = 3. Let's go ahead and see the last concept of the Frontier here at the Chicago Auto Show. All right, guys, here we are. Good things at Nissan come in threes. And guess what? We have their last concept. Now, this Frontier concept is meant to really showcase the true off-road supremacy and capability of the Frontier platform. And boy, oh boy, does this thing look like it's ready for the zombie apocalypse. Let's take a look. The nice bright white really showcases the lines. You're gonna have your full LED lighting on this particular one. The other ones did not have LED headlights. Still the fake van. I wish they would have done something like with that LED lighting and down below. Of course, we come across the front, you're gonna get your forward-facing camera. Very important for going through that crazy terrain. The Frontier name stamped up top, and then lowering it slightly, you'll see the silver, and then we have the bright orange tow hooks, and of course, that metal protection. We've been lifted, we've been leveled, all of the suspension work has been done. Think about the modifications up onto the hood. Notice the decaling with the map. Really great to show the different colors, the dark gray, the lighter grays, with the orange kind of goes nice, especially with the tow hooks. We got the flat black around your fender treatment, and then working our way down below, these are wheels that are off of the Pro 4X. So you have your machined aluminum. They almost look like pistons in an engine with the gloss black. Of course, we're going with those K02 tires. Really gonna, look at this. Look at how much tread you have up here. And then of course, you could clearly see with the lift, all the great suspension work, shock absorber, control arms, upper links, the whole 9 yards. This being a vehicle that is meant to go just about anywhere, carbon fiber snorkel. So this is actually bringing air from the opening. So you go down into those deep creeks and riverways, or maybe roads are flooded during that zombie apocalypse and they're about to kill you. This is gonna help you breathe the fresh air into that V6, that 3.8 liter V6, channel it down and make it go right in there and keep all the water out. I love the gray finishes. You're gonna have 360-degree cameras. You got your rock sliders with the steps that you could actually take off, which is wonderful. Up top, we have our full use of our roof rack system. So you got your crossbars, you got your attachments, you got your cargo box, all the goodies up there, LED lighting. Like I said, this thing is when the crap hits the fan, I wanna be behind the wheel of this one. Let me go ahead and open up the door. This has the upgraded interior. So you'll notice the leather seating, the orange stitching, the 9-inch infotainment, still with the 9-speed automatic, just like the other models, which is very, very important because it's such a great transmission, and you're gonna have those changes. Remember, it's been since about 2005 since the Frontier received a redesign of any type, so it's nice to have that. But great room. I like the way the steps are removable, because this is something that could get caught. Maybe there's like, you know, a couple dead zombies and you don't want to drag their bodies. So you take these off and that will just kind of smooth things out for you. You'll notice up top, you have your tent system. You want to go overlanding? You want to live in your truck? That's what you do. You raise that up and you sleep in there. Then we have these. What are these? Do you know what these are? No, they're not surfboards. These are meant to, when you get stuck, you dig a little bit of dirt, you put these underneath, and this will help you get out of those stuck positions. We have the Pro 4X badging, looking great. And then coming around back, you'll notice how we have, of course, our step system. That's gonna allow you to get into the back, get those weapons while the zombies are coming after you. And then you'll notice the back of the trunk system. Love the way they work this whole rear area. Really, really done nicely. We got our blacked out Nissan badge on the Pro 4X. You got your Frontier badging in nice satin black. There's the silver. Working your way down, you'll see the lift system. Side step is an ingenious idea. Really, really smart idea. And then of course I'm gonna lower this tailgate for you. We got the bed liner, we got our side rack system, we got our lock boxes, we got everything that you're gonna need, like I said, once the crap hits the fan. But the nice thing is that this doesn't just showcase what's capable, not only what's capable with the Frontier, but I'm gonna have you walk with me a little bit. The great news is that even if you don't wanna go to this fully modded stage, and you just wanna keep things kinda turnkey right from the dealership, right from the factory, the great news at the end of the day is here is your stock standard Frontier. Love the color, and it has a lot of the same goodies that you can get right there with the rock sliders, the side steps. Love the way they styled the wheels, and this is something, like I said, you're looking at that stock orientation with some little touches. You don't have to go mild or wild. You could kind of choose exactly which route you want to take, but nice for them to bring out the concepts, the three of them, and be able to showcase what comes from the factory, because Nissan is doing the business. But let me know what you think. Did you have a favorite? Was number one your favorite? That red hardbody? How about the gray one back there? Or how about that zombie apocalypse truck? Which one was your favorite? Or would you just go? Nothing wrong with going with a turnkey right from your dealership. Let me know what you think about the mods, about the Frontier. But you know what? I can't wait. Hopefully one of these days we could go out to the Nissan headquarters and drive these concepts. Now that would be a very good time. But until that day comes, if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you, click that link in the description. Get yourself some Raiti's Rides merch. None of this would not be capable without our amazing camera woman, Lori, working it like a champ. Show her some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.